Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by to hang out with me for a few minutes. It is Wednesday, January the 10th. I'm still stuck in December. January the 10th, we're going to be doing messages for all signs for Thursday, January the 11th. Then we're going to do about 5 minutes worth of Reiki. And then after that, we'll have free-for-all questions for those of you who would like a question, or free-for-all cards of the day for those of you who are in the room during that time. So let's just get started, shall we? Aries for Thursday, January 11th, 2018. What do I have coming up for you? I think that a lot of you who watch this video or who are interested in these types of things, I think you're going to have a stony path is what I'm hearing as I look in the camera at the stones behind me. I think that some of you may be picking up a new stone, whether you're picking it up at a store or whether you're picking it up off of a path as you're walking. But some kind of stony day. I think you guys are going to be incorporating stones into your world. If you haven't done that before, this may be the day that you buy your first stone, Aries. If you have, this may be a day that you're adding to your collection. Angela Lukes, good morning. Manuela Cavazos, hello, hello, welcome. Tiffany Jones, hello, glad to see you all here this morning. Happy Wednesday. Taurus, what do I have coming up for you guys? The writing is on the wall is what I'm hearing for you, Tauruses. So you have some kind of situation where you're seeing that things are going on. They're going in a direction that people aren't really talking about with you. And so for some of you, Tauruses, the writing that you're going to be noticing on the wall on Thursday is going to be actually a good thing. And for others of you, Tauruses, I think it's going to be something that makes you a little bit sad or not so happy. But whatever it is, it's something that people aren't actually talking about. They're not coming out and saying, you know, we think this project is not going to go anywhere. The client doesn't seem to be interested, or, you know, the funding isn't there, or whatever. Or if it's something that's positive, you know, people are sort of being quiet about that too. And that may just be a matter of, well, certainly everybody's figuring this out or noticing it, so who needs to say it? Not sure what's going on there, but either way, Taurus, the writing's on the wall. So whatever it is that you are um, wondering about the future of, all you have to do is pay attention to what's happening, because there are your big indicators right there for you on Thursday. Aw, thank you, Tiffany. It has a lot to do with the lighting in here, way more than me. We have an overcast day outside, so I don't have that blue cast like I usually do. There's a little bit of shade. Let's see, let's see. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Gemini, I feel like you're investigating something that you're curious about or that you're considering getting involved in, whether it's a relationship, a business opportunity, an employment opportunity, an investment opportunity. There's something in front of you where you have some kind of opportunity that's coming up, and you're investigating. I kind of get the sense of you opening the door, looking in, sort of checking things out, maybe walking one or two steps through the door, and just making sure that it's really what you want and what you're going for. I don't really feel like on Thursday you're necessarily getting committed to any one thing, but you're definitely investigating something that you think you may want to be committed to. Okay. So that's Gemini. Those of you who are here, if you haven't already, and if you don't mind, please share this video. The more, the merrier, I always say. And it's always much more fun to catch a live session while it's actually live. Okay, let's see, let's see. I'm wondering, am I seeing all my chat? I think I am. Okay. Let's make sure. There's Cray87. Hello, hello. Glad to see you here, my dear. Cancer, let's look at you guys. Cancer, you sort of have a similar message to Gemini, but not completely. Cancers, I think that you have some kind of project that is just about ready to be presented to the world, or it's ready to come into a new phase. And I feel like Cancers, you guys are sort of testing everything out and making sure on Thursday that you're ready to present this to the world or present it to whoever it is that you're going to present it to. So, like I'm hearing testing, I'm hearing all systems go. This to me is similar to like when I was in the Air Force on the flight line. You know, the pilots would go through a checklist before they would actually let the plane leave the ground. And so I feel like you're going through some kind of checklist, making sure that everything's okay before you actually take off with whatever this thing is that you've been planning and working on, Cancers. Vera, good morning, good morning. Glad to see you here, my dear. Happy Wednesday. Leo, 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 Leo. What do we have coming in for you guys? Leos, I feel like Thursday the 11th, you are going to be clearing your space of all unnecessary baloney. You guys thought I was going to say another word, didn't you? No. But that other word would apply. For some of you, that's just going to be getting out clutter. For others of you, that's going to be getting rid of psychic vampires. For others of you, this is going to be really doing some clearing work on yourself, getting rid of some negative energies that have been kind of clinging around. Others of you may be sorting through some of your thought patterns. You may be realizing that there's something that you think on a regular basis that you really maybe are feeling like it would be healthier for you to think something else. And so you're replacing that old thought with a new one and interjecting that every time you catch yourself thinking that old thought. But clearing your space, clearing your space. I think especially your energetic space, and that can include your home, your office, you know, any place where your energy really is impacted. It's any environment where it is for a long time, but it also can be like strictly just the clearing your aura, clearing your body. Sometimes when we clear our auras, our bodies go through a clearing too. Not always the most fun thing, but you know, something's happening. So that's Leo. Aww. Okay, so Manuela has an issue, so let's everybody help Manuela out a little bit here. She says, how are you today? I'm trying to sleep, but I was praying for my niece's son. He has an infection and now he's in the hospital. And my sister called being so nervous, so she wanted me to pray for her too. So let's pray for the son, and or the niece's son, and for the nervous sister, for Ms. Manuela. Just a minute, guys. All of us here, those of us who know how to send energy, send some great energy. Those of us who know how to pray, let's pray. Camilla, hello, hello, welcome. Glad to see you in the room. How are you? Good morning, Ms. Tammy Bambi. How's that tile looking in your kitchen, my dear? Marianne Grant, hello, hello. Glad to see you. How are you? Let's look at Virgo. Virgos, I feel on the 11th, it's going to be a good day for you to do some protection for your heart chakra. Heart chakra. Wear a lot of green if you can. Wear some green clothes or green jewelry. I just feel like you have kind of gone through something. I think you're coming into recovery mode on Thursday, Virgo. Or maybe this is something that happens in the morning and you're in recovery mode by the end of the day. But things that you can do to help your heart or to help your heart chakra. So not only the green, but also things that make you happy, things that you enjoy, things that make you feel calm. Those are the things that you really want to focus on Thursday as you're healing from whatever that is, Mr. and Ms. Virgos. Who's next? Libra. Libras, I feel like you're on some kind of countdown. A lot of you are counting down to something. Maybe you have a loved one that's out of town, and so you're counting down until they come back into town, or you're counting down until you finally have that baby and you're not carrying it around on your belly, or you're counting down until vacation time, counting down till the weekend. I don't know about that. But there's some kind of countdown that you have going on. Maybe even you're counting down until, you're trying to meet a deadline for a project, or for something for school or for work. But there's definitely a countdown going on. I'm kind of reminded of when I was in the military, we used to make countdown calendars, and you would kind of color in or mark off every day in the calendar when you had like a year or less left at your duty assignment that you were currently stationed at. And so each day you would color in one little piece. That's what I'm being reminded of. So I don't think you guys are counting down for a year. I think whatever you're counting down to is only 2 or 3 days away, Libras. Maybe a little more, but not more than 2 weeks at the absolute outermost. But counting down to something, and I feel like you're pretty excited about whatever this is, Libras. Quite welcome, Manuela, little ODD. Hello, hello. Glad to see you in the room. How are you? Oh, I was thinking you were starting that already. Chinese New Year of the dog. That's what you're counting down to, little ODD. La da da. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Scorpios, I feel like on Thursday, a lot of us are going to be focusing on integrating the spiritual with the tangible in our lives. This can be working law of attraction, that type of thing. And I said working on, but working is like too strong of a word. We're just going to be enjoying making the spiritual interact with the tangible and manifesting using spiritual principles, Scorpios, on Thursday. So, yeah, this sounds like a strong day for a law of attraction and prayers and things like this. So, sounds like a good working day for me, too. Yay. Okay, so Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Sagittarius. What do I have for you guys? Peace is your priority on Thursday, Sagittarius. I feel like, excuse me, I feel like this has to do more with personal peace for you guys. The sense that I'm getting as I'm feeling into you Sagittarians is that you feel like you've been a little bit, you've been feeling a little harassed lately. And I don't mean like harassed by strangers or people who don't like you. I mean, people who care about you greatly seem to want a lot of your time and your energy, and you're starting to feel like you don't have time to create your own peace for yourself and do things for yourself. And so, Sagittarius, I think peace is going to be the priority on Thursday. You may be setting up some boundaries with these people who are, wanting so much from you all the time as far as what you're willing to do or when you're willing to do it or whatever, because it's important to you to find some time to create your own peace. For a lot of people who are close to people who have addictions or people who have issues with their mental stability, it can be really hard if you're living in that same house to find peace because they don't have peace and they're constantly influencing and pulling you in because you feel like you're the caregiver or the caretaker. And so I think that on Thursday, you're just going to be, I got to take care of me. Some of you may even be driving away from literally the geography where that person might be who makes you feel like you're having a hard time getting your peace, just so that you can have some downtime. Okay, so that's you Sagittarians. You're always on a countdown every day, but 2 to 3 days. Friday, I have a doctor's appointment. Oh, wow. Wow, Camila. Thank you for the verification. That's pretty powerful. No wonder that came up. That's a big thing to be counting down for. Patty E, hello, hello. Glad to see you in the room, my dear. Part of your recent question with Mr. C happened. Yay. Yeah, I got your emails this morning. You never sent me that picture you promised me. Yeah, well, that's kind of a big deal. I'm sure that's heavy on your heart, Camilla. So, that's a stronger energy. It's a stronger feeling. Something like that is the things that are more likely to come through for things like this. Lizzie Baez, hello, hello. Yes, Carla, you said you were going to send me a picture. Go back and reread the first email you sent me this morning. Alrighty, Capricorn, let's look at you guys. Capricorn, Capricorn. I feel like you guys have a day of change on the 11th, and I feel like this is going to be self-initiated change that will impact some people around you. So you're going to be changing something you do or how you do something, Capricorns, and members of your family or of your work tribe or of your social tribe. Excuse me, guys. I'm not sure why I'm belching all of a sudden. But anyway, those people are going to be making some adjustments because of your change. So I actually feel like this is really good, Capricorn. I feel like the change that you're making is something to improve yourself or to improve your life situation. Um, and I think that the other people will adjust just fine once they get what's happening and why you're doing it. You've only got one or two that are just like feeling, excuse me. So sorry. But they're going to have a hiccup or a sneeze about your changes. Yeah, one or two. They're going to have something to say about it. And they're going to be like, but wait, what about me? Don't you love me? And of course you do love them. That's not the issue. So it may take a little bit more explanation with those people, or you may have to just go hardcore on them. Not sure which way is going to work better for you. Probably different ways for different ones of you in different situations. Anyway. Making some changes that are improving you or improving your life situation. And other people are adjusting, Capricorn, on Thursday. Bathsheba for president. Oh, wow. Well, welcome to the room. I don't know that I've seen you in here before. Thank you for the verification. Oh, that's why I don't have the picture, because he's not here yet. I was reading your email while I was kind of like not exactly awake yet. I hadn't had my shower or my latte or anything. So I was going, okay, well, the next email is going to have the picture. Now I get it. Lizzie Baez. Good morning, good morning. Glad to see you in the room. Yeah, he didn't look like he was going to share a lot of information when I did that reading. Thank you, Camilla. Let's look at Aquarius for Thursday the 11th. What do we have coming up for Aquarius? Aquarius, I have the sense that you are at, you're making a decision that is a point of no return for you, Aquarians, on the 11th, on Thursday. And it's almost like I see you just walking through a door and closing the door behind you. And I feel like this is, there's not going to be any coming back through that door. This is, like I said, it's a point of no return. Whatever this decision is, it does feel very sad to me. So I don't know if this is like a home that you're leaving that you've been in for decades. And so it's sad to leave that home because, maybe you've outgrown it or who knows why. Or if this is a relationship that you're realizing that it really is just done and over. And so that's why it feels sad. But there's a certain amount of sadness here. Now, at the same time that I'm telling you there's a certain amount of sadness, I'm also feeling like that's the initial reaction, but it also feels like whatever you're doing, it's an appropriate way to handle the situation. It's completely appropriate. So I don't feel like you're making a mistake in what you're doing. I just feel like, there are some emotions that go along with this that, you're going to have to process through. Okay, so that's Aquarius. Manuela, you are such a sweetheart. Okay, so Pisces. What do I have coming in for you guys? Pisces, Thursday the 11th. I think that you have some memories coming in. This may be memories of somebody who's crossed over that you still miss. This may be a special day for some of you Pisces, for somebody who's crossed over. Maybe it's an anniversary of their death. Maybe it would have been their birthday if they were still here. Maybe it would have been your anniversary. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to play out for different ones of you Pisces, but I feel like there's a lot of you out there who, for whatever reason, January 11th, you're going to be having memories. Maybe something happens that just triggers a memory of somebody who's crossed over. And so, I feel like when I feel into how this feels to me as far as emotionally, what I think is there are some of you that whoever this is that's crossed over, it's been more recent. And so remembering or, having these memories is a little bit difficult. It might trigger, a new spasm of grief for some of you. And for others of you, this memory of somebody who's crossed over, whenever it comes up, whether it's triggered or whether it's an anniversary date or whatever, for others of you, you're at the point now where you've come into enough healing that you can remember this other person and you can smile and laugh and be happy about the good times that you had together and enjoy those memories. So this isn't an across the board, oh my gosh, I still wish this person was here, or an across the board, oh, we had such good times together, um, type of thing. So it's going to be different for each one of you. But the bottom line that I'm picking up here is remembering somebody who is special to you, who has crossed over, happening on the 11th for you Pisceans. Right, Carla? Well, you can always get a formal reading with me and we can look into all the details of that stuff. One question a day is only going to get you so far. Victoria, good morning, good morning. Glad to see you back in the room, my dear. Alrighty, so we are ready for Reiki, guys. So I am going to be setting the intention for the Reiki to do whatever will benefit each one of you the most. If you have a certain specific thing that you would like the Reiki to help you with, then feel free to adjust that intention. Those of you who are tuning in after the broadcast is over, all you have to do is set the intention to receive the Reiki. It's not limited by time or space, so you'll get just as much benefit from it as the people who are here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that started. Okay, so we're going to do this until 24 after the hour. Oh, thank you, Carla. I'll be looking forward to that. Very cool, Tammy. Lorraine, hello, hello. Good morning. How are you today? I guess it's afternoon where you are. It's only 10:20 here. Thank you, Manuela. La-da-dee-da. Okay, you guys are pulling a lot of energy. This is a good thing. I've got a lot of itchy feet and ankles. I think there's a lot of you fixing to change what direction you've been going in. Itchy feet. Or maybe you haven't been going any direction at all. You're anxious to move forward. Yep, 12:20, that's what I figured. So good afternoon to you, Ms. Lorraine. We've got some coolness coming into that heart chakra. That means some of you are letting go of some negative emotions, grudges you've been holding on to, hurts you haven't been able to let go of. The Reiki is healing with some of that stuff for some of you out there. A lot of base chakra, a lot of upper legs. Upper legs has to do with how we support other people and what our attitudes are around that. Are we supporting people it's appropriate for us to support? So the Reiki is working on that type of area for a lot of you out there. You'll be here for half an hour. I'll probably be done by half an hour. Ready to move forward, right? I mean, that whole foot ankle area is so itchy on my hands right now. Oh my gosh. If I wasn't doing Reiki, I would stop and scratch. Oh, let's see. What else is going on here? Base chakra, I already told you guys. Yeah, those are the biggies. Two more minutes. Your feet have been itching? Like literally or like figuratively? Literally. I would say you have some energy going to you. Dryness will do that. Oh, yeah. You have to put lotion on all the time when you're in a dry place. I came from Missouri where humidity was pretty high to Golden, Colorado where humidity was low. Man, I started losing some skin before I realized what was going on and I needed lotion. Carla Alley. You didn't know you could do that move. That may be where. Is it your right leg? That may be part of what I'm feeling. One more minute. Somebody's right leg is pulling more energy than the other leg. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. It is your right leg? Yeah. That makes sense, actually. Alrighty, that is 5 minutes of Reiki. Let's wrap that up. Okay, so time for free-for-all questions. If you have a question or card of the day, pick one or the other. And then if you have a question, pop that into the chat. If you want a card of the day, just request a card of the day or a COD, and we'll get going with those. Marianne Grant wants a COD. Marianne, we're going to start with Lenormand for you. Oh, that's a good question, Cray. Carla Burrell, that's 2 questions. Is it a concern for him and your family? Pick one. Pick one, my dear. Better to be safe with a COD, Patty E. Alrighty. I'm not sure why that's safer than a question, but okay. We can do that. Marianne Grant picked a COD. Okay, so house card, Ms. Marianne. Come up with the cross. Cover card. The stork. Ms. Marianne, this just tells me that your spirituality is growing and expanding. Does that make sense for you, my dear? Cray88 wants to know if she'll find an interesting internship. She'll find an interesting internship. That would be hopeful, huh? It'd be terrible to be studying something you love and then find something boring as heck. Well, she'll find an interesting internship. It's going to take a while for you to find an interesting one. I think you will find it, but I think it's going to take a while. I'm not sure how much time you have to work with to find that internship, but I think if you're looking at from now until when you need to find it, I think you're looking at like more than half of the time gone by before you actually run into it. Like maybe about 60% of your time between now and when you need to find that internship before you find one that's interesting. That's not going to be an easy task. Manuela Cavazos. COD. La da 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 da, Manuela. Card of the day for you, my dear. Oh, you got a good one, honey. You got the Six of Pentacles reversed. Not every reader reads this the same. I've heard other readers give different interpretations, but for me, this card means, Manuela, somebody is paying you back something that they owe you, or somebody is giving you a gift. One of those two. Or at least partially paying you back something that they owe you. Okay, so next we have a question from Carla. Oh yeah, I want her to narrow that down and make it one question. So we'll wait and see what she says after that before I start looking at that. Lorraine wants a COD. COD, Lorraine Southwick. La da 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 da. Ms. Lorraine. Ms. Lorraine. Okay, honey, I've got the Knight of Cups. No, I don't interpret this card like everybody else does either. A lot of people will say this is somebody coming in with an offer. Blip. I don't believe it for a second. Because a Knight is about taking action. If you've got a Page of Cups, then yeah, maybe you're getting an offer. Knight of Cups is action, okay? Any Knight is action. So when you've got the Knight of Cups showing up, Miss Lorraine, something's going on. You're doing something with a romantic partner or a romantic interest or somebody that you love and care about, maybe a granddaughter, grandson, could be a family member that you love and care about, or you're doing something that's self-love. And whatever this is that is going on or that you're doing, this could be just a simple expression of love, like a verbal or written expression. But generally with a Knight, this is something else. This is like going out to dinner or going for a moonlit walk, or something that's a little bit more romantic if you're doing it with a romantic partner, something that is just very sweet memory if you're doing it with somebody else that you care about who is not like in that romantic box. And then if this is something that you're doing for yourself, just out of self-love, then this is something more luxurious than what you would do on an everyday basis. So this might be going and getting a manicure or a pedicure, or this may be having a long bubble bath, but you're doing something that you're allowing yourself to do some kind of pampering or something that's a little bit more luxurious for yourself if this is just you. So really, it doesn't matter who this comes in with, whether it comes in just with you or whether it comes in with a family member or a close friend or a romantic interest. It's a good experience, no matter how you slice it. So good for you, Miss Lorraine. Victoria Lenave wants a card of the day. Victoria Lenave. Victoria, Victoria, Victoria. When is your card coming to the top? You have a lot of stuff on your mind, honey. Victoria, Victoria, Victoria. Focus on your breathing, baby girl. Victoria, 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 Victoria. Okay, here we go. Here we go, round and round the merry-go-round. Here we go, off we spin. Okay, Victoria. You're dealing with a magician in reverse in your life. This is somebody who's a trickster or a practical joker. I don't really have him coming up as a practical joker, to be honest. The energy here is a little bit heavier. This could actually be somebody who's a cheater if this is somebody that you're involved with romantically. So, Victoria, you have strong intuition, honey. If something is telling you that something's wrong, if you're getting that intuitive hit, trust it. Trust it, because this is just verification that you're not crazy, honey. Somebody's just an a-hole. So that was Victoria. Tammy Bambi. Card of the day from Miss Tammy Bambi. La da da da. La da da da. La da 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 da. Oh, by the way, guys, yesterday Scorpios was breathing and circulation. Most of you probably already realized by now that I've been diagnosed with asthma. Yesterday I went for 2 walks. That includes a lot of breathing and a lot of blood circulation. I thought that was pretty wild. Alrighty, so this is Tammy Bambi. Tammy Bambi. Okay, 7 of Wands in reverse. In this deck, talks about blockages that you're not moving out. You're having trouble moving them out. Maybe you're not ready really to let them go just yet, but you're kind of trying to make yourself let them go. You may want to get some kind of healing to help you with those blockages. To me, the interesting thing about blockages is we can have blockages that we know are problems and we can hold on to them because for whatever reason we're still attached. And so sometimes, that just takes time to get to the point where we're like, okay, I'm not so attached anymore. But then the way to really kickstart letting go of those blockages is to get some kind of help, some kind of energetic boost. Something like this. If I had this card come up for me, I would do Reiki around those blockages so that I could release them more quickly. The beautiful thing about doing Reiki around something emotional like this is that when the Reiki comes in and starts dissolving the roots of issues that are holding us back, what happens is we just sort of naturally transform into a healthier version of ourselves. We don't have to push ourselves. And so it's kind of cool because we realize, wow, I'm starting to handle things in a healthier way. A lot of times we don't realize it till like the next day after an incident has happened that shows us that. Whereas we're drifting off to sleep and going, wow, why didn't I like totally get triggered there? That's so cool. Okay. So Tammy, basically the bottom line here is you have some kind of blockages that you need to let go of, but you're not really letting them go yet. It would be helpful if you could. And I would recommend getting a Reiki session for that. You guys know that I do offer the first Reiki session at no charge. Get a hold of me. Let's take care of that. Let's see. Patty E. Safe with a COD. La da 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 la da 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 la da da da. Patty E. Safe with a COD. Here we go, Patty E. Patty E, I've got the Five of Swords coming up here. This does talk about conflict. For me, what I heard as soon as I glanced down at the card was inner conflict. I think you've got some inner conflict going right now, Patty E. A lot of times that inner conflict has to do with our hearts and our minds not really agreeing on something. Okay, will the age difference between Mr. C and Carla be an issue with Carla's family? La da dee da, la da dee da, la da dee da, da 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 da. For the most part, no. For the most part, no. I don't think they really take him seriously. Like, you know, I think they won't really even start to think about that or worry about that unless you get a diamond on your finger. Then they'll start that. Lizzie, you're up next. Lizzie Baez wants a card. Lizzie Baez. Lizzie Baez. Lizzie Baez. Okay, here we go, my dear. Three of Wands. Sometime within the past 24 hours or the next 24 hours, you're going to make some longer-term plans. Long-term plans can be about going on a vacation or spending some time away or what type of work you want to get into or where do you want to retire. I mean, long-term plans for me can be as far out as a month from today all the way up to, you know, planning your funeral and what you want your funeral to be like and making those arrangements with a service. So really from a month out all the way, it really is going to depend a lot on what's going on in your life and the context where that is going to fit for you. Bum, 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 bum. Camilla said something and then changed her mind. Okay, then let's move on to Carla Alley. Is it time to leave that person in the past? Hold that person's name or image in your mind while I'm shuffling the cards, Carla. I can see you're confused about this. Carla Alley. There's a song that you should listen to. Hang on a second. Let me find it for you. It's by Tom Petty. I just want to remember the actual name. Okay, yeah. So the song you want to listen to is Feel a Whole Lot Better. It's by Tom Petty. And that's the name of it, is Feel a Whole Lot Better. Okay. And the reason that I'm saying that, first of all, that was a nudge from Spirit to tell me to have you listen to that. I can see that you're confused about whether it's time to let this person go or not. The real telltale part of this answer for me, other than that this is, the real telltale part of this answer is that your outgoing card is the Seven of Vessels in reverse. Okay, so this is what this looks like right side up. Right side up, this is mourning or this is grief. All right, when you've got it in reverse, this is coming to the end of a griefful situation. Okay, so whoever this is that you're thinking about has been causing you stress upon stress upon stress upon stress upon stress upon stress to the point that you don't even realize when you're stressed. And when you're relaxed and happy, you're still stressed and you don't even realize it. So, yes, in a word, yes. Much better for you if you do that. And listen to Feel a Whole Lot Better. That'll pretty much tell you the story. Doesn't matter how much the age difference is. Spirit knew that. I didn't have to know that, honey. Manuela Cavazos also said something and changed our mind. Javier, I went too far. Where's Javier? Man, I just tried to move a little bit and it took me all the way down. Javier would like a card. Welcome. Glad to see you here today, Javier. This is 2 days in a row for you. Javier's card coming right up. La, da, 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 da. Javier. Okay, honey. You've got the Ace of Cups in reverse. This just means somebody has shown you their true colors. If they haven't done this within the past 24 hours, they will within the next. And whenever you have seen or will see their true colors, your opinion of them has slipped down by a few notches. Please know, guys, if I don't get down to all your comments or if I don't greet you when you come in, it's just because I'm so far behind on the conversation. I'm really not trying to be rude. And I do read all the comments even after the broadcast is over, even if I don't get to them while the broadcast is still going. So I love to have your verifications. Please feel free to keep writing, even though I may not actually get to them before I'm done. Family. They're just focused on the bottom line, Carla. What is the name of your spirit guide? That's kind of like one of the questions you were trying to ask me yesterday, Patty. I would have to be like tuned into a spirit that's in the spirit realm other than sacred spirit. And for the answers I'm doing here, I'm pretty much just focused on sacred spirit all the way. I don't want to switch gears. That takes time. So let's try another question. Oh, you already did a card of the day anyway. What are we doing here? You always need people to pay you back. Well, it looks like somebody's at least paying part of what they owe you back today, if not all. At least part. Okay, Lorraine. You're going for ice cream. There you go. That is a perfect Knight of Cups activity, actually. I like it. Starting a new life, Victoria. That's awesome. So that's what you're having your inner conflict about? You're quite welcome, Ms. Lorraine. Thanks for the verification. Okay, Carla, it did not get lost. Let's try to not do repeat messages because there are so many messages. Because I get lost when there's so many messages. So if we add to that, that's just going to be that much harder for me to get to everybody. Victoria, yeah. It felt like it was a guy, but yeah. See, I thought you would know. I thought you would know who that was. I hear you, Lorraine, with that much snow. We had a high like in the 60s yesterday. Hello there, Anna. Glad to see you in the room, my dear. You have asthma too, Lizzie? Right? I've been eating a little bit differently, and it does seem to help when I make the time to do that. Okay, that's pretty much the end of my time here. That's what you're hoping. Okay. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. If anybody would like to book an actual private reading with me, feel free to do that. Also, if anybody needs a Reiki session, if you haven't had a Reiki session with me, the first one is at no charge, just so you can see what the Reiki can do for you. Once you've had the first one, if you still want more, then of course we do talk money because I am a businesswoman here. Anyway, if you want to book a Reiki session or an actual reading, feel free to check out my website. That's where all my contact information is, and then just get a hold of me. My website is www.amista.info. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for keeping me on my toes, making this so much more interesting, and have a fantastic, wonderful rest of your days. I'll see y'all the next time.